Okay, maybe now. Okay, so this is, whatever reason, it's kind of strange. I'm not actually seeing anything. All right. I've gotten into a habit of live streaming my videos. I had trouble with okay, now we're live. So we come back over here, and you can basically put anything you want to it because it doesn't really make any difference, okay? Let's see. I'm going to put something like data enthusiast in there. Enthusiast. Data enthusiast, okay? Yes, I like occasional emails. Yes, I agree to this. So we create a profile. Over here, Yahoo. And you can see this is the address for the online on-demand SAS on-demand for academics. I will mention there's two products. This is a slightly older product. There's a new one called SAS Vira or SAS Vira or something like that. And that is a much newer product. If you go over here, at this point you probably set up an email or a password. I don't know. It includes its interface looks very similar to say Power BI or Tabula. The same type of data wrangling, same type of drag and drop plot making, stuff like that. Because with this here, I'll just mention that you can't so all you got to do is set up a profile. Registered on demand. Would you like to? Yes, I would. Register. United States. Submit. Yes. Now, this actually only took me a couple of minutes the first time to get installed. Okay, so let's go over here then. Now if this doesn't work, we'll simply go back to now this only took me a couple moments to originally get. You just get an email, okay, and it says, you know, oh great, you've been activated. We'll come back and check that again in a few minutes. Let's go with my other account. This is my original one. This is the gmail.com account. Always got to click that, and we're in. You click launch. And we're in. Okay, so what I want you to notice here, first of all, is there's two main things: tasks and utilities and libraries. We're going to be using this evening. We're going to be using the libraries. Specifically, we're going to use SASHELP. This is a series of built-in data sets we can use to do some analysis with. The other thing we're going to be interested in this evening is what? Oh, let's see something here. Libraries, shortcuts, snippets, tasks. We're interested in this. There's various types of tasks. More importantly, this is where our plots are. Okay, so let's get back over here. We're going to take a look at the library, at a couple of the libraries. Okay, just to show you a couple of things. Let's try this. No, I know. So what it is, you click on it right here and it says properties. This gives you a title. Most descriptions aren't very helpful. Let's see if that's okay. What you see here on some here's the column type. On some data set, the label gives you the description of the column. Okay, that's important. Take a look at a different one down here, which we will use later on this evening. That is the GNP. Come over here, click on this, properties. There's the column names, and there's the description of the columns, the contents of the column. Okay, so that's what we're interested in. We're going to start out with the ever popular car data set. Okay, up here, cars. Let's check properties, make sure there's nothing there. Yeah, so it says engine size, but so you can see it does describe some things. Okay, wait, okay, so good. So we want to start out by doing some basic sort of EDA type of statistical analysis. Okay. So what we do is you come over here, come to Task and Utilities, Characterize Data. Click on this. Now you see we got our point and click window over. So this up here expands it. So you come over here now, we're going to say, what columns do we want to analyze? Well, we want to analyze, I don't know. Some of these you can, by clicking down, weight, wheelbase, length, and height. Okay? You can actually add some additional characteristics down here, but we're not interested in that. So let's take a look at the code. One note about this code here is, this version here is read-only. If you want to do an edit, you can click up here. So here's our title. It says proc mean, so it's good, and this is the functions it's going to return. Okay. Number of missing values: min, mean, median, max, and standard deviation. And the variables. So this is the variables it's going to output. Okay. Title again. Then we're going to do a histogram for all the plots up there. Okay, as you can see, all these right here. So I have two choices. We can have two choices now. We can either come over here and click on the little guy, click on the icon over here. All right, or we can just press F3. But I just click this here. So you can see here the frequency of the variables, hybrid. Frequency, hybrid's 3 variables. So this will be the number of rows for each of the of the car type. So you can see sedan has the most. Actually, no, sports has the most, followed by sedan. No, actually, a truck has the most entries. Okay? No, that's not right. Commuter frequency. No, that's not right. Sedan has the most at 262, followed by SUV. So you can scroll down, okay? And now we can see our first plot. So this gives us the frequency or the number of rows that contains these values. And I can see sedan has the most, followed by SUV. Sedan with we can actually probably look at it up here. Sedan with 262, okay? Followed by SUV and sport. Now what about the distribution, okay? Miles per city, minimum 10, maximum 60, okay? And mean 20. So you can see the mean and the median for this is fairly close here, okay, for all vehicles. Same thing with highway weight. Weights are actually pretty close. Wheelbase, a little bit of wheelbase, but so you come down here, look at distribution of miles per hour per city, okay? most of the cars, about 51, 52, get 20 miles per gallon. We have a couple of outliers. We have one car that gets 60 miles per gallon, okay? So it is skewed to the right. Come down, what about distribution of miles per highway? 27.5 gets the most percent. Okay, so these are percent. So it's saying that, if I understand this right, 20 miles, 60, 52% of the time of the vehicles get 20 miles per gallon. Well, down in the city. Well, down here, let's say 45% of the vehicles get 27.5 miles per gallon in the city. Distribution of weight, most about 32% of the cars weigh 3,500 pounds. They have a couple heavy hitters over here, 65, 7,000 wheelbase. Again, the majority of the vehicles, 35%, has 105-inch wheelbase. Again, a couple biggies over there. Distribution of length. And that's that for that part right there, okay? So now let's come back over here. Let's go down to, let's come down here now. Let's do a couple really quick plots here. Okay, let's do a scatter plot. Cars. Now, what do we want for x-axis? Well, let's see some over here. So let's expand this again. X-axis. What do we want for our x-axis? What do you think? Let's do something a little fun. Y-axis. Let's see. So we're looking at a scatter plot. It has manufacturer suggested retail price on the x-axis, and highway miles on the left axis. Let's do an F3 this time. So you can see as price goes up. So what we see here is, this is sort of interesting, is that the cheaper the car, the better the the better the mileage. Okay, so let's come back over here now. Let's try something a little different. Let's try horsepower. Okay. Okay, so now we see that as horsepower goes up, this should not be a shock to anyone here. Okay, as horsepower goes up, mileage goes down. So I kind of like this, but you know, there's something missing here. There's no there's no title. With appearance, title. Okay, let's see. Let's abbreviate. Okay, and you can also come down here and adjust the. Of course, you got markers, right? Okay, you got y-axis. Specify minimum value, specify maximum value, show grid lines, data labels. Use. You can also create a reference line. So, what is our average? So I'm going to say, because there's so much down here, that the average is going to be about, let's say 25. Okay, let's see if we could. Add a. So let's say the average is, say, 25 miles per hour. Okay, let's see what this does for us. We run this. So what we got here now is we got a title and we got a reference line, which in our case is suppose your average MPG. All right. So what you can see, all these cars here, the biggest offender between 200 miles per hour, well, above, most of the ones under 200 miles per hour, horsepower above, are below the average. What's this information over here? So, so what the other thing here, you come over here, that says Studio SG Plot Procedures. Go over here. So there's documentation. Now we got our documentation, okay? By simply getting this information, we can also come in and look at tutorials. Okay. New features. There. Alright, so let's come back over here now. Now the one thing we can't apparently do, we apparently can't, let's split what? Okay. Now one thing we can't do up here apparently is we save in the plot. Okay. Now the other thing we can do, we can save this plot. Okay, we can save it as a HTML file. We can save it as a PDF file. We can save it as a RTF. Let's save it as HTML. Come over to here, down. Because apparently you can't actually just save the plot. Save image. Over here. There's our image. Oops, I closed the wrong thing, didn't I? No, I didn't. Okay. So there's that. Let's try one more thing. Again, this is horsepower versus miles per gallon. Don't save that. Let's come down and look at something a little more interesting, shall we? Let's look at linear regression, okay? Let's do linear regression. Cars. We're going to say let's reverse these. Let's try putting horsepower here and putting here. Okay, I'm going to be honest, I'm not quite sure how to do this. Continuous variable, oh okay. So come down here, continuous variable, let's try, let's say miles per gallon city is it. Okay, okay, I'm going to be perfectly honest, I'm not quite sure how to create a linear regression plot, and I thought it would be as simple as putting, you know, the horse, say the mileage per gallon on the x-axis and the say horsepower on the y-axis or something like that. But that's apparently not going to work. So let's go over here then. Next, I want to look at well, the other thing you can do is this. You can create plots individually. Okay. You can create plots individually. Come over here. Let's do a box plot. Okay. What do you want to do? Well, let's do manufactured highway, right? What about categories? Well, let's do it by type. Okay. How's that? Of course, we got this over here, category axis and so forth. Graph size, information, again, information plot, very useful. So let's just run this. So now we got miles per gallon highway by vehicle type. Now these things, the horizontal, remember, the bottom line is a 25% quantile. The top line is the 75% quantile. And the difference is what's called the interquartile range, whiskers, standard, but it's not actually given that, is it? Well, yeah, the first quantile is 18, the third is 22. So you can see the actual difference between the interquartile range is not much. Now this line here, I believe, should be the average. And if we look, we can see 21.1 to 21 point. Let's see if we can find something. Let's look at this one over here. Okay, so over here you can see the median is 19.5 and the mean is 21. So these are, these are actually pretty close. And this one up here is a hybrid, which is kind of interesting. It has no, it has the first quartile is 51 and the third quartile is not 66. So there's a difference of there's a spread of 11 or 15 miles per gallon. And so this should be, median is 51, mean is 56. So interesting enough, we don't actually have a median here, do we? It could be because we're too close. So again, we could set the title and do various things like that. Okay, so now let's say you want to have more than one plot on your thing. What you can do is you can edit this. You could come down here. We could save this. Okay, close that. Because I don't think you could have more than one let's do again miles per gallon. Okay, let's edit this. Let's see what happens here. Now what will happen is it'll run all the code down to the run statement. Okay, if you come down here then and change this, We want to compare. We're going to actually want to do a comparison here, right? So if we get lucky, what this will do, this will create two plots on the same sheet. Let's see if this works. And there we got two different ways of looking at the same data, highway mileage, okay? Highway mileage is 70. Sports truck, that hardly makes sense, does it? What about the worst mileage? Well, that's over here. That's hybrid. Okay, this doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? Because it's almost like it's reversed. Because the hybrid has 60, which will put it over here, which seems high to me. So now, again, we can come over here. Who remembers an RTF file? Okay, RTF was a rich field table, and what it was sort of like the precursor to Microsoft Word format. Okay, it's a universal document type, and it was like it was between a plain text file and a and a Word document. Okay, so let's do that. See what that one says. You know, you may not be able to you may not be able to do now. This is interesting, isn't it? Okay, table of contents. Apparently, we can't do a rich field. All right, because yeah. So let's do it as a PDF file. See how that works. Interesting. So that did work, but I wonder why not. I wonder if it's because you don't have it, because it's not a fully paid version. So this says open up in a tab, and there we are. Okay. Check our output here again. There we are. There's both of them. You can come back over and save them both individually, right? Okay. The last thing I want to show you this evening is line plots. In particular, line plots. We're going to look at at how to do time series plots. Okay, so we're going to start up here with a simple line plot. Okay. Over here, we're going to go down. SASHELP, we're looking for GNP, gross national product. There's a few plots here. So let's expand again. Category. Date is our category is basically your x-axis. So we'll go to that. Okay. Now we're going to choose our thing. Let's take a look here. Okay. Measure. Variable. Okay. And this is what we're going to measure. We're going to measure government spending, okay? Let's take a look here. So you can see we got a basic plot here, all right? Let's do a quick thing, see what we got here. And here's our problem. Okay, you got this wonderful chart here, but we got the letters all stacked up. What we want to do is we want to close this. Instead of doing a we're going to do a series part. You can think of this as being the time series, okay? So, X and Y minimum of 1. Go over, expand. X-axis is date. Y-axis is what? Let's do exports. Then let's run this. And now you see the difference. You get this nice date range over here. Now it is possible if we would like to filter it. Let's filter it down to like 1985 just for the fun of it. And let's run it again. It didn't work. Why didn't that work? Filter. Not quite sure. So here let's try to look at this. Let's see. Where clause. Okay, well in that case, this should work, okay? Because there's date greater than okay, so that's not working for some reason or other. But the most important thing is you see how to use the series or time series plot to in order to create a nicely formatted. Appearance, of course, show series actual, set color, line thickness, x-axis, y-axis, glass size. Set color for who? That's for the line. Information again. Okay, and there you have a very brief introduction, how to get up and running. Well, let's check one more thing. Let's just check one more thing here, okay? Let's check, see if we got our approval here yet. Let's see, SAS OnDemand, thank you. Okay, okay. Your user ID is this. Supports so now we should be able to come back over here and log in with the sign out. Always click accept. And that's all you have to do. Go out, set up a profile. Go out, set up your profile, wait a few minutes, and get your approval, okay? That's all you have left to do. And for that, my friends, I'm going to bring this very brief session to a close. Be sure to come back here Sunday night, 9 p.m. for another round of Furniture Mart and